So first and foremost, my file parsing now does the whole value pair that we were looking for from last week, but it does it 10 times over because there's 10 different values to check, and it goes through the list. It takes in the first part, which will be the text, into dummy, and then dummies compared to each of the test names, and if it's true, which equals 0, it selects the next item in that line, not line, but yeah, essentially it would be the line, or the next piece of the file should be the value, and it sends it to its respective struct, just wave and stuff, and essentially you should know what that does. It allows you to switch, make a random order of all of this, essentially, as long as it's within a, it has the correct 10, then it should be fine, but if it goes past that, or if it's missing something, there may be problems. I was thinking of some workarounds around that, so initializing the struct to have every value set to be 1, but then looking at the actual timers for Scorpion and Spider, it would be a little bit finicky and weird, as it would be constantly spawning spiders and scorpions, which would not be pretty. Oh, so here's how I'm using the command pattern for score and all that. So we have the actual score managers here. So here's the H file, which has all the values. Then there's enum classes, and then in the CPP, you set those enums to have pointers to the actual value, or the specific value. And add score is set score within player manager to edit the current player score, and so on and so forth. I use send score to send it over the stack, which then processes it through execute, and execute in this case it literally just calls add score and so on and so forth. But within the command sound version, biggest difference is it's an if-else statement, so you could call execute, or you could send the enum class of that specific sound to the class twice, so that it either stops it or plays it, which is both a blessing and a curse, because I realized after having it within the actual factories, I send the first sound start within the factory, so that it starts the sound on spawn. It becomes a problem when I'm respawning, more or less. So like for Spider, the sound will switch from its normal, if it's on the screen it'll play, to if it's on the screen it won't play, and while it's off it does the opposite. I have respawn here. So upon player death, it's increase the lives, kill yourself basically, stop the wave, which is just pause everything, deregister, it's fine, movement lock, so having an actual input doesn't affect the physical movement at all, so it won't really kill you twice or anything. Plays the explosions, displays it, creates loads as false, and then calls settle on 1, which calls repair mushroom field, which then goes through the whole mushroom field, and so on and so forth. And that eventually calls back to what does it call back to? It calls back to the player manager's respawn, which then calls to the current player's respawn, which is this here, which is resetting them all to true and taking off all the locks, and then beginning the wave again. You can see that real quick. So I also have mushroom regen, but I need to fix the animation sprite for it. I've made it too big. So there's death. And now it's switched, as I said before, so I'll fix that for next sprint. But here's the next problem. Once you're out of lives, it crashes and throws this error. Mainly because I don't have a game over screen or anything that's relative to game over, so it doesn't know what to do, which you can see real quick before I leave. I would have shown more, but I'm out of time, and you're about to wake up in literally half an hour. So, here's respawn. I set everything to 2, so once you lose your second life, it's at 0. Has no idea what to do, crashes. Yeah, there you go.